Now, the Mustang Mark I originally appeared in 1969, and in its first model year, it produced no fewer than 295 speed records. It came back briefly in 2003 and 2004. The big news is the Mac is back for 21. That 2003 Mac 1 used a 4.6-litre V8 that pushed 305 horsepower, so it slotted neatly between the 260-horse Mustang GT and the SVT Cobra with 390 stallions. This time around, it arrives with the kit needed to make it the most potent Mustang track car Ford says it's ever produced. The work starts up front, where the fascia now has larger air inlets in the lower bumper area. This keeps the underhood temperatures to a manageable level when the engine is worked to the max. It also helps the overall aerodynamics. The Mac 1 also uses the same 5-litre V8 you'll find in the Bullitt. This means 480 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. The engine works with a 6-speed manual taken from the GT350, but this time around it has rev-matched downshifts. The Mac 1 will also be offered with a faster shifting 10-speed automatic, complete with paddle shifters. Now, any Mustang without serious bark just would not be a proper Mustang. To that end, the Mac 1 gets 4.5-inch tailpipes, so it promises to bark with the very best of them. The Mac 1 arrives with retuned MagneRide dampers, larger anti-roll bars, firmer front springs and a stiffer steering shaft. All these measures are aimed at improving the track capability. Thankfully, the brakes have also been upgraded to handle the rigours of a hard session. The optional handling package comes with a larger front splitter and a rear wing with a gurney flap. This ups the downforce by 150%. Inside, there are hints of heritage with stripes, a revised instrument cluster, bucket seats, a white cue ball shifter, along with a dash-mounted plate with a chassis number etched into it. Recaro seats are also optional. Thank you. Now, Ford is promising that the latest Mac 1 will be the most track-focused, and yet it will still be everyday friendly. Is it a coincidence that the Mac 1 arrives with the electric Mach-E? I don't think so. I'm Graham Fletcher for Driving.ca, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.